What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today we're going to be talking about silver. Go figure. More specifically, I wanted to talk about silver coins, rounds, and bars. Some of the pros, some of the cons, the difference, and which one I think is the best. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Subscribe to my second channel for weekly videos. Go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. Use promo code EASTER15 for a 15% discount through Sunday. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club for giveaways, live streams, deal alerts. You can watch Friday, Saturday, and Sunday's videos right now if you want to. And there are a ton of other perks as well. And of course, last but not least, make sure to go and get your 5 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. Refer 1 friend by the 18th. They're going to give you 10 free random stocks. Refer 3 friends by the end of the month, and they're going to give you a spin on the Webull wheel, which guarantees you at least 1 free share of Apple with the chance of winning all the way up to 15 free shares of Apple. Everything will be linked in the description. So today is Thursday, April 14th, 2022. The current spot price of silver as I'm filming the video is $25.52. It's down 20 cents or down 0.78%. Pretty solid red day for the beautiful white metal. Spot price of gold is $19.75.30. It's down $2 or down 0.1%. Down just a hair for the beautiful yellow metal. And of course, the gold to silver ratio is in the 76 to 77 to 1 range. But of course, that's as I'm filming the video at like 9:30 in the morning, not as I'm editing, posting, or as you're watching. So head on down to the comments and let me know the date and time you're viewing the video and what the current spot price is for you. I'm always curious. All right, so what I wanted to do in today's video is talk about some of the differences and some of the pros and cons when it comes to silver coins, when it comes to silver rounds, and when it comes to silver bars. Now, right off the bat, if you can head on down to the comments and let me know, what's your preference? I understand most of us are going to say all of them, but if you had to choose one, coins, rounds, or bars, which would you go to if you absolutely had to choose? All right, so I wanted to talk about some of the differences today, some of the pros and cons. So as you can see on display right here, we have a 10-ounce silver bull bar. We have a 2-ounce Kraken, a 2-ounce werewolf. We have a 1-ounce kangaroo, maple, type 2 eagle, and a type 1 eagle. We have a 5-ounce sunshine bar. We have a 5-ounce Aztec calendar round. We have a 1-ounce Westminster bar. And then, of course, we have a little bit of 90% over there to the right. And I also have a little bit of fractional gold over here. I know we're mostly going to be talking about silver coins, rounds, and bars, but I wanted to mention gold really quick as well. I'll save that for a little bit later in the video. So right off the bat, when it comes to coins, rounds, and bars, this is probably as rudimentary as it gets. This is like day one stuff, but something that I have realized is that a lot of people come to my videos before it's even their day one. A lot of people leave comments on my videos saying they didn't understand stacking or my videos helped them understand stacking and they got started stacking because of some of my videos. So there will be people out there who have no idea what the difference between coins, rounds, and bars are and might end up coming to this video. So the difference between the three. Let's say it's a 1-ounce coin, a 1-ounce round, and a 1-ounce bar. What's the difference? Well, a coin, government minted. Usually it's circular shaped, like this one right here. They're usually like this. They usually resemble a round. Coins and rounds. From afar, or for a beginner, you might not know the difference. But a coin is government minted. Now, a coin can be rectangular. A coin could be the shape of a triangle for anybody cares. It's just a piece of silver, or a piece of whatever, government minted. Minted and backed by a sovereign government with face value, going by whatever currency it is that that country goes by. Here in the US, we go by the US dollar. So this right here, you can actually see $1. Now it's obviously worth more than $1, but according to face value, according to it being government minted, It's a $1 coin. Now a round, on the other hand, I'll use this Aztec calendar round because I'm just now realizing that's the only round that I have on display. It can come in different sizes. It could be a 1 ounce round, a 3 ounce round, a 5 ounce round. It doesn't matter. When it comes to rounds, it's just a circular piece of silver. It's that shape. It's called a round for a reason because it's round. And then a bar, on the other hand, one of these up here or this over here or this little one over here, it's just a rectangular piece of silver. So a coin is a government minted piece of silver, and then rounds and bars are both basic, generic, secondary market pieces of silver. Rounds and bars are virtually the same exact identical thing. The only difference between the two is the shape. That's the only difference. A bar is a rectangle, a round is a circle. That's quite literally the only difference. Now when it comes to stacking, there are some differences between the coins, some differences between the rounds, some differences between the bars. For example, this has always been the case, but coins typically carry a higher premium, and that's because due to the fact that they are minted by a sovereign government. Not to say that that's a security feature, but it almost is one. For it to be backed by a government, and not to mention a higher level of being able to be recognized, or a higher level of trust or respect, or a larger amount of people desiring that particular coin, it carries a higher premium, which means it's going to be a little bit more expensive. It's going to take a little more of these to get your hands on them. So the coins have somewhat of a security feature, even though it's not exactly a security feature. It's just a higher level of trust and respect, and a higher level of notoriety. Although some coins do have security features. But then again, some rounds and bars have security features as well. But that's why coins typically carry a higher premium. That has always been the case, and starting about 2 years ago, it has been even more so the case. But then moving on over to the rounds and bars. Like I said before, quite literally the only difference between a round and a bar is the shape. But when it comes to the premiums, something I've noticed in the past, and something that I believe is still true today, is that for whatever reason, you can usually get rounds a little bit cheaper. I don't know why that is. And that might not be true for everyone out there. Maybe some people get bars for cheaper, or maybe some people see them that they're exactly the same. There's not even a penny of a difference. But something that I noticed was that if you go after generic silver rounds, which by the way, there are far more of, so maybe that has something to do with it. Rounds are easier to come by than little 1 ounce silver bars for whatever reason. Maybe it's just a supply and demand type of thing, not exactly sure, but rounds I've always noticed to be a little bit cheaper than bars. But bars, on the other hand, you can end up getting them cheaper if you go with larger denominations. See, when it comes to generic silver rounds, they're typically 1 troy ounce. I know I have a weird example right here. It's a 5 troy ounce round. That's not really typical. That's not the norm. It's not like you're going to go into every coin shop in the world, or all of these online precious metal dealing websites and stumble upon an endless supply of 5 ounce or 10 ounce or 25 ounce or 50 ounce or a kilo silver rounds. That's not usually the case. If you're going to go with larger denominations, they're usually bars. You can get so many different types of, let's just say 5, 10, 50 ounce silver bars. You can go for the Sunshine bars, you can go for the RCM bars, you can go for the Silvertown bars, you can go for the Scottsdale bars, you can go for so many different types of 5, 10, or larger silver bars. And that's a good way of breaking down the premiums. So something that I had noticed back in the day is that if you're going to go after the 1 troy ounce rounds and bars, again, only difference is the shape. Except when it comes to the premium, the 1 ounce rounds are usually a little bit cheaper than the 1 ounce bars. But if you go for larger denominations and go for, let's just say, a 10 ounce bar, that's when you start to notice the premiums get broken down a little bit, and you'll notice that you can go and get yourself a 10 ounce silver bar for cheaper than if you were to go for 10 1 troy ounce silver bars, and obviously 10 1 troy ounce silver rounds. It's 10 troy ounces either way. There's no real difference between them. They weigh the same. It's the same amount of silver. Sure, one is essentially a $10 bill, and then you have 10 single bills over there. Sure, but what's the difference? It's 10 troy ounces, it's $10. No difference, except the premium. So if you go for larger denominations, you can break down the premiums a little bit, which is an easier way to stack because you're able to get more money for your currency, you're able to get more silver for your dollars, you're able to get more wealth for those debt note dollar bills. So now that we understand the difference between coins, coins versus rounds, coins versus bars, bars versus rounds, bars versus coins, now that we understand the difference, I want to talk about which ones I consider to be the best. And before I do, I just wanted to quickly remind everybody to go and get your 5 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. Refer one friend by the 18th. You only have a couple days left. They're going to give you 10 free stocks for the referral. It's part of their advertising budget. And if you refer 3 friends by the end of the month, they're going to give you a spin on the spin wheel, which guarantees you at least 1 free share of Apple with the chance of winning 2, 3, 5, 7, maybe even 15 free shares of Apple. Don't pass up on an opportunity. Webull link in the description. If you don't want the stocks, go and get them anyway. Sell them. Congratulations. Now you have the cash to go and get you some silver coins, rounds, and bars if you want. Webull link in the description. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I wanted to talk about which one I consider to be the best and which one I prefer. So let me just say right off the bat which one I prefer, and just because I prefer it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best, because I have 2 answers right here. I have which one I prefer and which one I consider to be the best. So when it comes to my personal preference, I would 100% choose a coin over a round or a bar any day of the week if the premiums were right. Unfortunately, nowadays the premiums are not usually right, so I don't typically go for coins. Although, actually, you know what? That's not true, because we were talking about 1 troy ounce coins in this video. When it comes to coins, you can go for fractional coins. You can go for not pure silver coins. They're 90% silver. They're not 3 nines or 4 nines fine, which is kind of what we were just talking about. But you can go for constitutional coins as well, which fit into the coin category, comparing coins, rounds to bars. But when it comes to pure silver coins, when it comes to 1 troy ounce silver coins or rounds or bars, if the premiums were all exactly the same for whatever reason, which probably is never going to be the case, but let's just say hypothetically that were to be the case, I would go after the coins. I love the silver coins, especially the Silver Eagle, the Maple Leaf, the Britannia, the Philharmonic, coins like that. I'm a big fan of the 1 troy ounce pure silver coins. When it comes down to it, that really is my preference. Now, I've gone pretty much the last 2 years not picking up a single one of them, or maybe just a small handful of any of those coins. I've been pretty much almost all in, almost exclusively stacking 90% junk constitutional silver coins, even more so silver quarters, for about 1.5 to 2 years at this point, with really no desire to stack anything else. And it really comes down to the premium. That played the biggest role in my decision making. The only reason I'm going after constitutional silver almost exclusively is because it's where I can get the best bang for my buck. It's where I can get the most silver for my cash. If the tables turn and all of a sudden pure silver coins or generic silver rounds or bars become the cheapest I can get my hands on, then you better believe that's what I'm going to be going after. So that comes down to the price tag. That has nothing to do with my personal preference. That has nothing to do with which one I consider to be the best. It's just the best deal right now. But when it comes to personal preference, I do generally prefer pure silver 1 troy ounce coins. There's a reason I stacked the Silver Eagle almost exclusively for the first 2.5 years of my silver stacking journey. There's a reason I went after that, and there's a reason the Canadian Maple Leaf was second in command, and there's a reason there was a whole list of other 1 troy ounce coins that were all pretty much tied for third when it came to my stack. The Philharmonic, for example, the Britannia, and a few others. There's a reason I would go after the 1 troy ounce pure silver coins. I liked those the best. But which ones are the best to stack? Because this right here is a completely different answer just because I prefer one over the other. And by the way, the reason I preferred the coins was primarily because of that ability to be recognized. I wanted that higher level of notoriety. I wanted the higher amount of trust, respect, desire, the coins that were sought after all over the planet. That's what I was going after. And before the premiums got all wacky and flipped upside down, sure, the premiums on pure silver 1 troy ounce coins were a little bit higher than generic rounds and bars to begin with, but not by a whole lot, not by a deal-breaking amount. And I asked myself, does the value exceed the cost? I'm paying a little tiny bit higher of a premium, and in exchange, I'm getting something with so much more recognition, trust, desire, respect, and they're desired all over the planet. I considered that to be worth it, which is why that's what I preferred. But moving away from that, let's talk about which one's the best to stack. Now, when it comes down to it, there are a couple things that you want to look at. And there are a couple things that you want to keep in mind. You're going to want the first question to be, or the first question you ask yourself is, where can I get the best bang for my buck? Because there's a difference between collecting and stacking. We're not talking about collecting. I'm personally not a collector. I really couldn't care less about coin collecting or anything like that. People that are collecting usually happily pay a little bit higher of a premium for something that they really want. Us over here, if we're stacking for weight, for the most part, it doesn't really matter too much what we're stacking as long as we're able to get the physical silver content in our possession for the smallest possible dollar amount. So that's what you got to ask. How and where can I get as much physical silver content in my possession for the smallest possible dollar amount? You're going to have to compare and contrast the prices. You're going to have to ask the local coin shop. You're going to have to ask a couple of other local coin shops. I'm a big believer in supporting the local coin shop, which is why we have your hashtag support your LCS at the DYDSS store. If you don't want anybody knowing what LCS stands for, tell them it stands for locally canned soup and then just walk away. Let them figure it out. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. Use promo code Easter15 for a 15% discount until Easter Sunday. But you want to ask yourself, where can you get the best bang for your buck? That's a question I asked myself, and after crunching the numbers and really doing a lot of research and even looking online, I don't like to get my silver and gold online, but I'll still take a look anyway just to see where different websites are at when it comes to their prices. And when it comes to my coin shop, Washington quarters is just the best way to go. Again, if the tables turn and let's just say generic rounds or generic bars become the cheapest way to get a troy ounce of silver, then that's what I'm going to turn to. But you also want to ask yourself, what makes the most sense when it comes to storage? What is the easiest to store? See, when it comes to silver and gold, a lot of people prefer gold over silver for that reason right there. You can pack a whole lot more value into such a small little teeny tiny piece of gold right here. I mean, according to the spot price, this right here is worth about $190 something. $190 something. Something that's about the size of a fingernail, as opposed to $190 worth of silver, which is quite a bit more silver. And I want to come back to that gold in just one moment, because I said before that I wanted to point something out. But I want to stay on this really quick, because when it comes to the shape, that can play a huge role. Like I said before, the difference between a round and a bar, there is no difference, except for the shape. The shape is the only difference between a round and a bar. Shape's not that big of a deal, but when it comes to filling up the safe, when it comes to storing your silver away, the silver bars fit in the safe far better than the silver rounds do. And I'll give you an example. If you get two safes, two identical safes, and you fill one of those safes up entirely with little silver bars, whether they're 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce, doesn't matter. A bunch of silver bars, so many silver bars that you can't fit any more in there. And then you do the same with the other safe, except you do it with silver rounds. You're going to notice that by the time you pack one safe with silver bars and the other one with silver rounds, that you were able to fit far more silver bars in the safe than you were able to fit silver rounds in the other safe. Silver rounds, just due to the shape, they take up a little bit more room. They're kind of awkward, fitting circular pieces of silver inside a square-shaped box, a cube. It's pretty much common sense, but it's not something that really crosses your mind right off the bat. It's not something that you think about until somebody like me points it out. So it's just something to consider. Silver bars might actually be better to stack. Silver bars are cheaper than silver coins for the most part. Silver bars are a more convenient shape when storing them away in safes. So it seems like right now, at this point in time, silver bars seem to be the best way to go, not to mention the larger denomination pieces of silver break down the premiums even more. So if you were to go after the 10-ounce silver bars or the 50-ounce silver bars or the 100-ounce silver bars or the kilo silver bars or whatever, the larger the denomination, the more it breaks down the premium and the cheaper it gets. It's almost like wholesale prices versus retail prices. You're buying silver in bulk almost. That's kind of how you can look at it. So if you're getting it at wholesale prices in a way, it fits in the safe far easier than a coin or a round would, and you can get the best bang for your buck right now. To me, it just seems to make the most sense. So right now, I personally believe silver bars are probably the best way to go. In my opinion and from my perspective, I shared some evidence to back up my claim, but that's just what I believe. Nothing wrong with silver rounds and nothing wrong with silver coins. And like I said, just because I prefer one doesn't mean that it's necessarily the best. I'm stacking 90% silver coins almost exclusively. So if I think silver bars are probably the best way to go, but I'm going after silver coins, why is that? That's just because right now 90% carries a lower premium than pure silver. So to me, it just makes more sense to get 10 troy ounces of silver worth of 90% silver coins than it would be to get a 10-ounce silver bar. For you, it might be different. Your local coin shop might be different than mine. In fact, I'm willing to bet the stack on it. You and I go to different local coin shops, different prices at different stores. You just have to crunch the numbers. You have to weigh out the pros and the cons. You have to figure out what makes the most sense. Now, very quickly, I also wanted to point out something about gold, and I'll make this fast because that's not the focal point of the video. But over here, I have a couple of little gold coins. I'll move the camera right over here so you can see them. We have a 10th ounce Krugerrand, Britannia, Maple, Philharmonic, and Eagle. You could ask yourself the same question, the difference between gold coins, rounds, and bars. Now, right off the bat, best of luck finding gold rounds. I don't think I've ever even seen one in person before. They're not common at all. It's usually gold coins versus gold bars. We don't really talk about gold rounds because there really aren't too many out there. But when it comes to coins versus bars, when it comes to gold, that is, you got to ask yourself the same question. What are the pros? What are the cons? What makes more sense? Now with coins, they're a little bit easier to work with. You can go after the 10th ounce gold coins or the 1/4 ounce gold coins, 1/2 ounce gold coins, or the 1 ounce gold coins. Easier to work with. When it comes to bars, on the other hand, sure, you can go after the 10th ounce, 1/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce as well. But when it comes to fractional gold, you can go for even more specific denominations. You can break it up even further. You can go for 1 gram gold bars usually. Now I understand there are some gold coins that are available in 1 gram increments, but point being is that the bars, you can get any size bar you want. 1 gram, 2.5 gram, 5 gram, 10 gram, and you can work your way all the way up to 1 troy ounce. And you can even go beyond that. You can get a 2 ounce gold bar. You can get a 5 ounce gold bar. If you have the currency to go and get one, good for you. that gives me motivation. I would love to be able to fork over enough cash for a 5 ounce gold bar one day. I don't think I would ever do that, but it would be nice to have that amount of cash to do as I please with. But anyway, I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. When it comes to coins, rounds, and bars, which one should we stack? In my opinion, I think the answer is all of them. because I think they all have their own pros and their cons. Some are better than others in certain ways. The other ones are better than others in other ways. I say stack them all. That's just what I do. That's my own personal opinion. I like all three. But when it really comes down to it, which is your preference? If you had to choose between the three, if you were offered 1 troy ounce coin, 1 troy ounce round, 1 troy ounce bar, you could only get one and they were all the same exact premium, which one would you go after? And then, of course, which one do you think is the best to be stacking right now? Head on down to the comments and let me know. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. We got t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs in a bunch of different designs, and a lot of the products are helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for different charity organizations, by the way. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. Use promo code EASTER15 for a 15% discount through the weekend. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club, which is where I do giveaways every single month, live streams multiple times a week, deal alerts on silver and gold almost every single day. You can watch all of my videos early and commercial free. You can watch Friday, Saturday, and Sunday's videos right now if you want to. And every Saturday morning I post a brand new adventure vlog. The one that I just posted on Saturday is actually a really interesting one. You're going to want to go and watch that. VIP Club link in the description. I guarantee you the value exceeds the cost. And of course, last but certainly not least, make sure to go and get your 5 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. They bumped it up from 2 free stocks to 5 free stocks for this month, so capitalize on that while you can, and you can deposit as little as you want. You can even deposit a penny and it still counts. You still get your free stocks, and I know that to be true because that's what I did. If you refer one friend by April 18th, you only have a couple of days left, they will give you 10 free stocks for the referral. Just click the little invite button and send it to one person that you know. It's quite literally that simple. And this is part of their advertising budget, by the way. Rather than wasting currency on billboards and TV commercials, they reward their users for helping them build their app with them. And if you refer 3 friends by the end of the month, you have about 2.5 weeks left to do this one, they're going to give you a spin on the Webull wheel, which guarantees you at least 1 free share of Apple, with the chance of winning 2, 3, 5, 7, maybe even 15 free shares of Apple, each worth about $160 to $170 right now. It's whatever you land on, that's what you get, but you're guaranteed at least 1. Webull link in the description. Time is running out. Do not pass up on an opportunity. If you don't want the stocks, go and get them anyway. They're free. Sell them. Congratulations. Now you have the cash to go and get you some silver and gold if that's what you want. Webull link in the description. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know once again, what are your thoughts on everything shared in today's video? When it comes to coins, rounds, bars, obviously we want them all. Obviously the answer is all 3. But if you had to choose one of the 3, which would you go with? Would you go with the coins? Would you go with the rounds? Would you go with the bars? And why? Why is that your personal preference? And when it comes down to it, which do you think is the best to be stacking right now? Regardless of if that's your preference. Which one do you think makes the most sense? Which one have you noticed carrying the lowest premium? And would you agree with me when I said that silver bars fit in the safe much better than silver rounds do? Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.